There we go. I hope, oh, first off, I hope everyone had a really good Christmas. Mine was quiet and peaceful, and boy, I needed that. I slept in. First time, right? Yeah, first time sleeping in a long time, and sleeping in on a Christmas? What the heck? Oh, it felt great. That was my gift to myself, was some sleep. So today, like I was thinking about all the stuff I've been doing and how if someone feels like they might be out of practice, or if they're new to the group, they might feel like, what are we talking about? You know, what's all going on in this group? So the fundamentals of finger picking, I'm turning back to that myself too. I often do that to make sure I'm not missing anything. And really just try to refine what I'm playing. And through that, then I wind up finding pieces of music that I might not have thought of playing. And yet here it is, right? You never know. So it can open doors for you. So one of the things that I want to talk with you about is the 5-minute practice. Now, surely will remember this from, I think it was a couple of years ago we talked about it. So the whole idea is sometimes you find it really hard to fit in a practice. I mean, we all do, right? It's not like I don't always have the time to practice because I'm doing a lot of other things. So when I say, well, okay, we're going to change the mindset from practice to play, that is a big deal because then it doesn't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm working so hard all the time. You know, I'm never just playing a tune. No, you're playing all the time and improving your skills. So we came up with a 5-minute practice. And the whole idea of that is, okay, you're waiting for your coffee to brew, you got a bit of time to play. That might be shorter than a 5-minute practice. But you know, like you can fit that in anywhere, and you could probably fit it in several time slots throughout the day if you feel so inclined. So the idea is you start and finish with dessert. Because life is uncertain, you start with dessert, right? So you're going to start with a song you like. It can be like a strum and sing song. Maybe you're just strumming chords. Whatever. Maybe you're playing some melody you like. Maximum 2 minutes. That's it. And you can even set the timer for yourself. It's surprising how fast the 2 minutes goes when you're getting into what you're doing. After that, your fingers, really, you've warmed them up a little bit and you feel good because you're playing something you like, right? Now you do a little challenge. So I wrote down on the sheet, it could be a new technique that you're working on. Like maybe it's going to be one of these finger picking patterns. Maybe it's some chord push-ups, you know, where you're going from one chord to another. Now, when I say chord push-up, it doesn't mean just, let me demonstrate it. Okay, so I'm going to go from, I don't know. I've been working on all sorts of wild stuff lately. It's been really fun, but let me see. I'm just going to practice going from D to A, okay? So I've got my chord, D, A. And I watch my fingers. Maybe I try different fingering configurations. I started like that. Then I took these two and I switched them. See that? So I can then go like that. And I wouldn't necessarily think about that unless I was doing these chord push-ups. So it can give you ideas about different fingerings. So try that with me. Take your bunny ear fingers and flip them so that pointer finger is tucked in on the 3rd string. And I play D, A. So there's one of the purposes of a chord push-up right there. Watch your fingers, see what they can do. Maybe you stay like, I don't know, maybe you do this, right? Maybe you mash down 2 strings with that finger because your fingers are bigger, or something's not working quite right. You've got arthritis, I don't know, you busted your finger 5 years ago and it's still not working right. Who knows, right? But you do whatever you do, okay? So then you try it. And you watch to see how far those fingers have to go. I stopped the recording by accident. I'm sure it's fine. I kind of panicked there. All right, so yeah, you watch your fingers. That's the whole purpose of a chord push-up, is you watch and you see what's doing and you're totally engaged with it. Okay, that will let you see what you could do for fingerings. And so I did 3 different fingerings from D to A. Now I don't have this written down. This is just that demonstration, but I'll show it again. There's a standard fingering for D. Then I went to A. Okay. And then I decided I was just going to slide my pointer finger up to that 3rd string, 2nd fret. Lay my finger down like that, like a little mashed up triangle to make my D. And then to go back to A, lift up the ring finger and just slide that index finger down to the 1st fret. Right? So there's that. Mashing the finger down like that. And there's more. You'll find it as you explore these chord push-ups. So that is, when I do a chord push-up, I'll do that. Remember, it's only 2 minutes. I've already talked about it, I think, for more than 2 minutes. Pick a couple chords, do some push-ups. Or maybe, what else could you do for a challenge? Let's see. Working on a new song, right? Like maybe you've got a song that you're working on singing. And you're like, okay, I'm just going to spend 2 minutes working on that song, working on my singing. Or practicing finger picking instead of strumming, and just working on la 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 and the melody together with the finger picking and slowly getting comfortable. Whatever you do, 2 minutes, and then walk away. And then you finish with dessert. Okay? You finish with something that's easy and fun. There. Pretty commitment free, like just a 5-minute play. I called it a 5-minute practice, but I usually just, oh my gosh, I'm playing all the time, right? It's just like a teddy bear. I carry an instrument with me all the time. Anyone else do that? Just carry an instrument with them all the time? Yeah. I have like Van harmonicas. True confession, I haven't worked on them yet. They would be good in that 5-minute practice. 2 minutes of practicing harmonica. There you go. So those 5-minute practices, they add up. It's like, put that down, I won't drink my coffee yet. It's like Lego bricks, right? Here's one 5-minute practice. Okay, you did one. I bet you can stack another one up somewhere during the day, and then another one, and gradually you make progress like you wouldn't believe in these little increments. And it's a really good feeling. You can do a longer practice, of course, but I wanted just to talk about that 5-minute practice for people that feel pressed for time. Just tuck it in where you can. That's it. All right. We're going to talk about my friend Mauro Giuliani. I wish I had met that guy when he was alive. Going to bring up just a little picture of him a bit and talk about him. He wrote some pieces of music that were really fundamental for classical guitarists. And a lot of what I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks speaks to what he'd done, but I'll try to put a more of a contemporary feel to it, and make it resonate. But we'll do some classical stuff, we'll do some folk music, just all following just basic finger picking and building from there. So Mauro Giuliani, I'll show you a picture of him. These pictures are always these, posed paintings. I wonder what he looked like when he was just playing, He was born in Italy, and like so many musicians during the very late 1700s and early 1800s, he moved to Vienna. So little Mauro here, he started off on cello. His family, I understand, didn't have a huge pack of cash, but the dad was able to get the 2 boys a music education. I don't know what happened with the brother, but I know that Giuliani here, like I say, he moved to Vienna. He played cello with Beethoven, played guitar, and it was at a time when guitar was starting to rise in popularity, and his method of playing it elevated it so that people honestly, they're like, oh, this is like a legitimate musical instrument. Look at how he plays. He's so fancy. His runs are so amazing on these guitars that at that time would have been strung with gut, fretted with gut. And I think that's kind of yucky, but you work with what you have at the time, right? There you go. And he played without fingernails. Like, I know that some people, when they're picking, they're like, I have to have nails. It's all personal, right? It's all personal preference. But this guy, Giuliani, he came up with a method of writing music for classical guitar, which I sure am grateful for, where when you're looking at music, if the note stems are going up, it's a melody. Note stems going down is harmony or a bass line. Before that, before he did that, things were either spread across a couple of staffs, like a piano, or everything was just going up at the same time. So I guess he was the guy that said, hey, let's just make this a little easier to read. Well, I thank you, Mauro Giuliani, because it sure is easier to read the way he came up with it. He also, I'm going to stop sharing his little picture there. He had this daughter, taught her how to play guitar, and she wrote music, and they played music together. And it sounds like it would have been a really good time. Something happened in Vienna, though. He lost a bunch of cash, and he had to take off out of town. So I don't know what all happened there, but he left. He went back to, I think he went back to a place in Italy. Anyway, his daughter wrote a lot of music. You can find that. The heck was her name? I want to say Emma, but I could be wrong. Well, Amelia Giuliani. So one of the things, like he wrote a ton of music for people that were new to playing, and these amazing virtuoso pieces. He did these 120 studies for the classical guitar, and they're still used today. You find them in the Royal Conservatory of Music classical guitar exams. There you go. And I often think about those 120 studies and how much I had to play them when I was going to school, and what a difference they made. So I'm going to try to write them out, as many as I can, written for ukulele. So that's why I'm doing this too, is I'm taking a journey with you guys. I'm doing the studies with you. I'll write them out, but we're going to start with just them written as string numbers. And that's it. So you don't have to worry about reading tablature. You're just going to feel those strings under your fingers. And yeah, I'm going to reflect on Giuliani and how his method of writing music sure made my life easier. Okay, so what I'm going to do is first talk about the full plant. So we're just going right back down to a basic. I'm going to stand up and have my ukulele right in the camera there, just so you can see. And this might be something where you're like, oh, my technique's a little off. What do I need to do to improve it? If you can make a thumbs up, then you can take that thumb and place it so that when you're picking, your thumb is still in that kind of thumbs up position, in that it goes past the index finger. Sometimes people do this. See how my thumb is tucked back there? And they kind of pick in that way. So they're not making a thumbs up, they're making a thumbs down. If you think about that position, that can help you have a little bit more independence and strength in your playing. Your thumb can move freely that way. These fingers can go freely in towards the palm of the hand without anything getting in their way. So that's the full plant. Now I'm going to walk through this just nice and slow, take my time. I'm going to put this full plant down, and then what I'm going to do is pluck each string one after the other, and I'm not in a hurry. This is our first finger picking pattern, just a basic 4-3-2-1. I'm going to watch my thumb. See how when it plucked, it came right back, making a little circle. Okay. When index finger plucks, it flicks in towards the palm of the hand. Okay. Same thing. And so those guys are off. Now middle finger. I'm just going to pluck one time for each one now. Okay, so I'm watching my hand. Then I put it all back down. I feel those strings. I look at the position of my hand. Okay, now I'm going to sit down. Your hand position might not be the same as mine, and that's okay, right? My hand might be smaller than yours. There might be arthritis in your fingers. Maybe not all the fingers want to do what I'm asking. That's okay. You adapt to make it work for you. Okay, that's the big thing. I don't want it to hurt. I want it to just feel comfortable. Now I want to address my wrist next. Okay, you'll see when I'm standing to play, I keep my wrist pretty straight. That's because I've had packs of tendonitis in both wrists. Ooh-hoo-hoo. So my priority is to make sure my wrist does not hurt. Some people play like that. You'll see me do that sometimes, or do that hardly ever because it feels awful. I'd rather go out like that. In the end, I apply a bit of pressure there, bring my hand forward, and try to keep my wrist straight on my, sorry, get that other hand out of the way. Try to keep my wrist straight where I'm picking so that I don't cause any tension. So when you do this full plant, take a look both at your thumb position and your wrist. Make sure you feel comfortable. And see how the head of the ukulele, I know I'm standing to demonstrate everything, but I would have the head of the ukulele up, because if it's down, look what happens to my wrist, my picking hand. Check that out, right? You got that head of that ukulele down, it's probably going to distort your hand position. Not necessarily all the time, I don't want to generalize, but it can happen, so just watch out for that, okay? So that, again, this full plant gives you a chance to work on your technique slowly. I look at my wrist, I look at my hand position. Clearly, like, you don't do this when you're playing a song, right? This is just a separate thing. I always think of a dog walker. Teaching those dogs, we're walking in a group. Okay, let's do this. Plop. And this will just let you know how far those strings are apart by touching, looking, and playing. You're accessing different senses that way. Now I'm going to move in so you can see how far my fingertip is on the string. I don't snap under like that. I don't do that. I also don't play just with the nail. That nail is just there to give a bit of a bright finish at the end. So I'm using fingertip. Here it comes. Just a little flick. Oops. There we go. So you might be like, well, why has she got that big thumb on her nail? That's why. I do all sorts of different things with that thumb. But when I'm playing, it's just on the side. Okay. All right. Whoa, technique. Hi. But none of this is meant to be heavy duty. Okay. I'm gonna sit so I can be near my coffee, but I'm gonna hold my ukulele up so you can see everything I'm doing.
Very good reminders regarding technique, because we do start to lose that when we're concentrating on other things.
Exactly, and I do too. And that's why, like, one of the things that I do regularly when I pick up an instrument, I do that full plant, plop my fingers down, take a look, feel those strings. Yeah, and it's so easy to lose that basic technique. And then, yeah, you're concentrating on everything else. You're working so hard, and then you're like, well, why is my wrist sore? I don't know. Let's take a look at what might have fallen out of the foundation, right? So it's important to do this. Also important to have some coffee, excuse me. Oh my gosh, I'm just digging that coffee today. It tastes so good. All right, so we've got our 4-3-2-1 picking. That's a nice basic one. And look at how my wrist changes when I'm sitting. There we go. Okay, so we got that one. The simplest thing now is to play it all in reverse. And it doesn't matter if you're playing a high 4 or low 4, high G, low G. Just have the fingers hovering at this point, right? So we've got our 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to do that now without the full plant. I'm just hovering. But see those fingers, they make a little circle and then they prepare. They come back, right? They flick off, right back. It's like you're on some sort of little trampoline. Okay, now let's flip it. Now we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. So see if you can lead with your ring finger. And if you're like, oh, my ring finger, I can't do that. It's okay. Try it. And if it doesn't feel good, then you can always do something like this. Instead of having the ring finger there, I used my middle and I plucked on my first string and then plucked on my second string. Try this, see if it works, and if it doesn't, then adapt it to suit your hands, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And see, as soon as I play that thumb, look at my finger. Ring finger pops out and it's ready to go. I've practiced that so much over the years that it's such a natural thing for me now. I anticipate what's coming next. I'm mindful of having that ring finger ready, but in order to do that, I just sit and stare at it. Because sometimes in my lessons, I'd try to move a finger, it wouldn't move. I'd have to like physically pick it up and move it. I remember one day, my teacher thought I was just being like I don't know what he thought I was being, but he's like, Tina, you have to move your baby finger. And I had to pick it up and move it. I said, it's just, I'm looking at it. There was no message being sent to it. I think I was so tired from all this stuff. So yeah, pick it up and move it. So here we are. We're doing this. We're making sure. We're kind of like, as soon as the thumb plays, ring finger's ready for this one, right? Because you've got beat 4, 2, 3, 4. Almost like a little, I think of a teeter-totter a lot when I play, you know, so thumb plucks, index finger, or ring finger prepares. See that? That way I make sure that whatever my picking pattern is, I'm prepared to land on the beat of the next measure. So that's the purpose of that. So that you're not scrabbling for the note. You know? Now, I put down on that sheet, challenge, add a pinch with 4 and 1 at the beginning. So that would be like this. You could do the 2 together. Pinch 4 and 1. And then still play strings 2, 3, 4. It's going to feel funny because you're going to go back into a pinch right away. Pinch 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Pinch 2, 3, 4. Now I'm doing all of this just with the open strings, so it starts to sound kind of dull after a while, right? But I've got a chord progression written there, and if anyone's played it and figured out what it is, then have fun with it. My glasses are sideways or something. Look at that. I've got one out there. Oh, there. I look a little more intelligent now. It's because I've got one side of my headphones off so I can listen if the dog starts to make a little cry or something and he needs some attention. Because, you know, you got to take care of these forever toddlers. I have another picking pattern that I put in there, and it's 3, 2, 1, 2. That is where you move the thumb to the 3rd string. Okay. So try that. Plop your thumb on the 3rd string, and still you're thinking about that thumbs up idea, right? Okay, and I'm going to play it like this. 3, 2, 1, 2. So that way, I'm doing everything in 4/4 today. 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. And as soon as I play that, watch my thumb prepare. I'm going to look away so I don't cheat and kind of get it ready. See that? I get ready right away. That little bit, I mean, if you're not confident with playing these picking patterns yet, that little bit, that kind of teeter-tottering between fingers might feel funny. But if you're already feeling confident with that finger picking, working on that will make your finger picking move a little bit faster, flow a little bit brighter. Why did you use your thumb, not just the fingers? This is why, okay? So suppose you've got a ukulele that's tuned to a high fourth, and you want to emphasize the notes here, these three. The thumb, because it's a stronger digit and it opposes the fingers, gives a different tone. And it'll bring out that bass note more. So that's why I use my thumb there as opposed to... You can still do it, absolutely. But playing this one with the thumb, that 3-2-1-2, will lead to a lot of things like banjo rolls in your future. So that sort of motion I find happens a lot, at least for me these days, with folk music. Folk music and bluegrass, I tend to use that a lot. So chances are good, out of these three, you'll find a picking pattern that resonates the most with you. But that adding that pinch at the beginning of the 1, 2, 3, 4 one, so you're plucking 1 and 4 together, will be a good thing to practice. Now, the chord progression I wrote out, has anyone tried it? Yeah. Do they know what it is? No? I'm going to play it for you. Normally, I play this one on my guitar in D and my ukulele in G. But I put it in C because, you know, got to play it in every key. I'm going to use the 4-3-2-1 picking pattern. I'm going to, actually I'll stand up to play it. Oopsie doodle. Okay, now I'm going to do it with that pinch. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Anyone know it? Yeah? You got it, eh, Vicky? Right on. What's it called?
Pachelbel's Canon.
Yeah, that's right. Incidentally, if you like punk music, there is a Green Day tune that uses, I believe, the Pachelbel Canon progression. Jeremy might be able to find that one. Yeah, Pachelbel's Canon in C. You can use that with, really, you could probably run through all three of those progressions and it'd sound all fancy and you're ready to play for someone's wedding. Boom, done. You're the wedding ukuleleist. So you can play around with it, emphasizing different notes, which can be kind of fun. So I'm going to bring up that sheet so we can take a look at it. Okay, so this is just that sheet that I gave you, right? And right here is all the chords that I played in the order that I play. 4 beats per, and you can have just a little ball with that. Now, I have to say, I muffed the E minor because my plan was to leave that 4th string open, but I wasn't really sure. Now, as a side note, these days I'm tending to do a lot of stuff with 3 strings on the ukulele. And that whole thing with playing with the thumb on the 3rd string changes the feel of this progression if I just play all 3 strings and don't play anything on the 4th string. So that would be something for someone that's more advanced to try, or more comfortable, right? To try playing around with. So what I'm going to do is go through it, and I hope you join me. I'm going to play those chords in that order and pick whatever progression you want to play. I'm going to do a pinch with that first progression, okay? On this 4th beat, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pluck strings 4 and 1 together and then play 3, 2, 1. So that's, whoopsie, this is the progression that I'm going with, okay? Clicking too much. So it's going to sound like this. Pinch with 4 and 1 on that C chord, then play 3, 2, 1, now G. Now A minor. Now E minor, I'm going to play that 4th string open. Here comes F. C. F again. And G. Let's do it again. Back to the beginning. C. G. A minor. Here comes E minor. F. Do you hear I'm playing that first beat a little bit louder? Just a little bit. Loud, quiet, quiet, quiet. Okay, now I'm going to switch my picking pattern. I'm going to mess around a little bit, and I'm going to do 3, 2, 1, 2. Okay, that's the one I'm going to play with now. So you're going to hear me bring out just the 3rd string more. Okay, 3, 2, 1, 2. So my thumb is going to be on the 3rd string. So it's going to sound like, here's the picking pattern without the chords. So I'll bet when I play this, my thumb and my middle finger are probably going to be the 2 loudest notes. Okay, here we go on the C chord. G. A minor. Oh, bonus. All open strings when I do it like that. E minor. F. Here comes C. F again. Cool. And G. I'm just going to do a strum now. So when you're going through with these progressions, you can bring out melody or certain tones of those chords by playing one of the strings a little louder than the others. With this progression, it's not quite the same as, like I was saying, I play it in a different key. I start up higher on the neck to bring out the different melodies, or the different melody notes, but you can do the same sort of thing here. You can bring out 1st string or 3rd string. Just pick the string you want to have a little louder, right? And you might even look at that picking pattern. You might even toss a highlighter on the one that you want to play a little louder. Let's say that one there you want to play with your 1st string louder. Can I? There, I did it. Okay, there, I highlighted the 1st string. So you might do something like that, you know, and just really start to feel what's going on in there. And I think, Diane, yeah, it is so relaxing. It feels good to play it, right? Yeah, that's why I put it in that key. I didn't want any challenging chords. I wanted it to be something where you work on your picking emphasizing the musical aspects of it so that you can get control over what you want to have loud, what you want to have quiet, you know, and then as you go, maybe you'll find different positions of these chords that you prefer to play, right? Like you might take it up the fretboard, you know, you can take a look at different chord charts and find different voicings of these chords and just go to town with them. Okay, I'm going to scroll down here and show you guys what I've done here for this worksheet. Ooh, fingerpicking pattern worksheet. Well, I gave you 3 fingerpicking patterns. Numbers are 4, 3, 2, 1, and you can put them in any order that you want. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got half a dozen of these little spaces, and you can do what you want in them. You know that with finger picking, like we're doing, you have a finger on your picking hand assigned to a string. So this isn't the same as playing melody. This is getting a pattern going that repeats on the picking hand. Things change on the fretting hand. So you might decide, okay, well, we've done 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3. What else could we do? Maybe 4, 3, 2, 3. You just start plopping down numbers and see what you like. 4, 3, 2, 3 is a nice one. You just start writing them in. Pencil it in. If you don't like it, erase it, try something different, and then write it down. Because that's going to become some of the picking patterns that you might memorize to use with, like when you're playing with a group, or you're finger picking a song and you're like, ooh, I like this, ooh, I like that. Now, right now, I've just got it set up so that everything's 1 string per beat. We'll expand that, but I don't want it to be some killer hard thing to start off with. Make it trickier if you want, but I would encourage you to sit with the 4 beats for now. Down here, I put in all these chord charts for you to color in because you might find chords, like you might play notes in a certain arrangement, but you don't even know what the chord is named while you're exploring. So this gives you a chance to color in what you're playing without worrying. So this is like kind of like a, can we call it the sandbox? Get out there and play in the sandbox. You might make some, you know, who knows? You might make a sandcastle out of a chord progression up here, or sorry, finger picking pattern up here, and you might write some things down here. So it sounds pretty open-ended right now, which I want it to be. I want it to be something where you find a picking pattern that you like, and you either write in the chords that you already know, or experiment with some, you know, see what chords you like. I'm going to stop sharing this and I'm going to give you an example. Okay. All right. First, coffee. I'm going to play I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 2. So I'm going to play like this. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2. Okay. Well, that sounds kind of cool. I like that. I'm going to make an F chord. Now, I know I'm not using my 4th string, but I'm just going to make the whole shebang anyway. I'm going to do something up here. I'm going to stick down a finger and see what it sounds like. I might forget what I'm doing, so okay, I like that sound, but I better write it down on that empty chord chart so that I remember what I did. Right? That's why those chord charts are there. Okay, let's try this. Oh, sounds kind of clashy. Do I like it? Not sure. I might write it down and put a question mark over it. Don't really worry about the chord name. Just write in the dots and see what you like. I like that one. I like it strummed too. I really like that one, you guys. Oh. So I like an F sus2. But here's my regular F, dot, open. So second fret open, first fret open. And then I put that down, right? Third fret. But I wouldn't necessarily remember what I'm doing unless I write it down. Because I got the 50-year-old female brain. And it's full of all sorts of stuff all the time. So write down these chords as you experiment. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I did all that, playing 1, 2, 3, 2. That was my picking pattern. And I just moved around the F chord. Just playing, right? All around that F chord. I find stuff like that really relaxing. It tends to, okay, true confession, I know I'm an anxious person and I'm always trying to do stuff, and I feel like my brain's always going. That is like, for me, it's like watching a candle or a fireplace, and I just relax and I just let my fingers move where they want to go, have my picking pattern, and it's a flow and it feels really good. Okay, so I really encourage you guys to do that. All right, so today, this is what we've got so far. We're just making sure we don't have any cracks in our foundation, right? We're building up. And also doing Pachelbel's Canon. We've got the 3 picking patterns that I established that I'd like you to practice those chords with. Okay. We've also got the thumbs up concept, so that when you put your hand onto your instrument, make sure that your thumb sits past the fingers, right? So that full plant is a separate exercise from finger picking. That's to help you train those fingers, look at them. Okay. We've got the sandbox, where you're going to write down, and you might not write anything down on this, but I hope that you get right into it and do a worksheet and write at least one picking pattern that you like. I'll post my homework. I'll put the 1, 2, 3, 2 down on a sheet, and I'm going to color in the chords that I used. Okay, because we all got to do the homework. Now, I want to know if anyone has any questions or maybe observations or anything where you're like, okay, well, this is a technique I'm working on. How could I improve it? Because we've got 10 minutes left, and I know that we're not really working on a lot of songs except the Canon progression. Anyone got any insights or anything?
Tina, Shirley
Yeah.
here. I proved to myself this 5-minute practice just accidentally about 2 years ago. I was working really hard on the introduction to a song.
Yeah.
And sort of getting there. And I just had to go and do something else and came back sometime later and I played it and went, whoa, that is way better than I left it. And I was totally surprised. Then teachers started saying, do this 5-minute, 2-minute, 1-minute practice. And I put it all together and it works.
It does. Absolutely. I didn't learn about it until this hand was tanked out and I couldn't play, right? I couldn't play more than 15 minutes. Oh, but you know what? The 5-minute practice didn't fatigue my hand. And it lets you stay focused too, right, Shirley? Like, you can stay focused for 5 minutes. I'm better focused if I have a coffee, but Yeah, Diane? I can't hear you. Is your... Diane, I cannot hear you talking. Can anyone else hear her? No? I wonder if your microphone's turned off. It's not muted. There's just no volume. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll wait. She's going to fix stuff. The 5-minute practice, you can do the same idea. Oh, hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, it's my hearing aid that's
Oh,
okay. Anyway, I wanted to thank Shirley because back in January 2022, she sent out a sheet and it was very helpful to me. And it was a practice sheet. So thanks, Shirley. Along with you, of course, Tina.
Shirley got that all organized, and I'm
I
forever
don't
grateful.
remember that.
You don't remember that life-changing session, Shirley? How could you have forgotten
Well, I
that?
remember I did something, but whatever it was, I don't remember what it was.
Oh, well, you wrote down, you wrote down all the stuff about the 5-minute practice, the 15-minute practice, and
Oh,
emailed it out. Yep. Yep.
yeah, got it now. Thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you. um, Jeremy, I know that you've got your ukulele group up at the library. The idea of a 5-minute practice might be good for anyone that you have up there that feels a bit pressed for time, including you, depending on how busy you are with your grandbabies.
Yeah,
Okay.
my 5 minutes used to be when I would fill the tub for the kids. When I was
Yeah.
just starting out, especially with clawhammer stuff where you're making a big racket, I would
Yeah.
just run the tub, and then now Cripple Creek is the bath time song for my kids. So happy developments, right?
Yeah. Right? That's awesome. Right on. Yeah. 5 minutes, man. I feel like 5 minutes is a good time, right? Or letting the coffee pot fill, whatever. We don't have a Keurig, so I have to wait for the pot to fill. I make myself wait. And then that gives me time to just sit and practice, because what I tell you guys, I do too, right? Like, it's not like I just say this and then just run off and do whatever. I do this, so I try not to do it while I'm driving. Sit at the red light, grab a ukulele, start playing. I behave. I promise I behave. So I know it's 9:53. I'm going to end this a little bit early, and I'm gonna do one of my worksheets, and I'm gonna put it up on. I might just put it up on the website, just underneath the stuff that we have here, just so you can see that I've actually done my homework. You can check my work if you want. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop this recording, and I thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I hope that you have fun with those Pachelbel Canon chords. Bring out different notes out of those chords. Play around with it, okay? And let's see what you write as well. Oh, thanks, Rosemary. Okay, you guys have a wonderful day. Okay, I'll stop recording here.